Aren't I just a ray of freaking sunshine today?
I thought I'd try that. I didn't like that too much. Sorry, guys. Hello, welcome to Needing a Meeting. My name is Carol. I'm your host today. And anybody needing a meeting, I'm here. The room is here. Let me get that in the chat. Actually, okay. Let's see here. We have this. All right, now then, chat. Hello. Okay. Well, everybody should be here pretty soon. In the meantime, I will. Let me get the room link here. Anybody needing a meeting? Okay, there it is. Ooh. All right, so I guess these are some things that DBT is supposed to be able to help with. The first one being anger and aggression. Research published in 2014, aggression in violent behavior has shown that there are potentially clinically significant results when using DBT to treat anger, aggression in various samples. Intense irritability and borderline personality disorder has been shown to be effectively treated in randomized controlled trials of DBT. In 2014, use of DBT skills was also found to improve anger control, according to a study published in Behavior Research and Therapy. Lord have mercy. We're sharing a studio and, oh my Lanta. So I'm trying to concentrate on reading with Guitar Master over here next door in the studio. It's like I'm and I'm trying to read, and yeah, my A is like going.
I feel that in my heart. I feel that.
So maybe
Megan,
hey. Maybe I ought not try to read today, especially since I got somebody to talk to now.
I was out doing the Black Friday thing earlier today.
Oh, you did? You brave soul.
I did.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, and I worked 25 years in retail. And so for me, am I echoing?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I worked in retail for 25 years. And so I've seen how it went from being like really a Friday only thing to then being pushed back and then being like a 3-day thing, and then people not being able to enjoy Thanksgiving with their families. And now after the icky thing that happened, with the shutdown of everything, kind of got to that more traditional thing.
Yeah, thank goodness.
So
that was insane to send people. You sit there and you eat all your turkey and you're all sleepy and you got to get up and go do that mess. Oh my Lanta. That's cruel and unusual.
Well, and it is. Well, and here's the thing. So there were 2 instances, once when I worked at Maurice's and once when I worked at Coach, where I worked from 6 at night to 6 in the morning, and then went home, slept for 8 hours, went back and worked another 9-hour shift. And so because we had to be there, because the doors opened at 6, and when I worked at Coach, they would count how many people were allowed into the store, because fire marshal said there can only be X amount of people in the store. So you had to count how many people were in the store. Well, if somebody left the store, you could not come back into the store. You had to go get in line, and the line like wrapped around the store. So if somebody forgot their purse, they couldn't leave, go get their purse and then come back. They had to wait in that line again. And
Wow.
so that meant we had to be there at like anywhere from 4:30 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Thanksgiving Day. So we didn't even really get to enjoy anything. And I remember when I was working the shift at Coach, Michael was late picking me up, and I had fallen asleep. I mean, I was sitting there like this, and it was like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm just like, and they'd come over and they're like, Christy, Michael's here. And I'm like, okay. And I mean,
You're freezing up a little.
a lot of fun.
Can you hear me? You're freezing.
I can't.
You're freezing up a little. Hello? Can you hear?
I think it always does this when I first come on.
It's freezing up a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
Frozen up a little. Okay. I think we got you back. So Michael would have to come get you is the last part that I got to hear there.
Yeah. And so he was like an hour and a half late. So I was sitting in the store trying not to fall asleep because the store stayed open continually for like 2 days. And so I'm sitting there like trying not to fall asleep. They had to come over and wake me up. And then I went home and I slept just long enough that's allowed by law. So I can't remember if it's like 7 or 8 hours. And then I had to go back and work another 9-hour shift. And same thing at Macy's. It was awful. They had Thanksgiving dinner for us. And but we had to be there so early that it wasn't fun, So it made me happy to see that they went back to, okay, we're opening it.
Yes, that was insanity.
6 or whatever.
Yeah. That was insanity.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm glad.
But they do have really good sales. I mean, I got a really nice watch that Michael's been wanting for a long time, and I got it on a good deal at the jewelers. So I was like, run my card. Hurry, run my card. Their system kept crashing because everybody was like, shopping at home or whatever, and so still kind of waiting for that to go through. But yeah, but Tammy is getting snow. Oh, you're in New York. It's snowing. Well, it's just really cold here. It's cold and no snow. I wish it would snow.
He did.
It would justify the cold.
That's sad. That's sad when they make people work on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes. Did he have to work all day? Or was it just like a couple hours? I know here, like the grocery store was open, I think, until from like 9 till noon or something like that, in case somebody forgot something. But that's awful when you have to work on Thanksgiving. They should pay extra for that.
Yeah.
You should get like holiday pay.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah. I wonder if the state law makes it to where they have to pay people.
Yeah. So did your Thanksgiving dinner go good yesterday?
Yep. I forgot to make my cranberry sauce. Other than that, yeah, it was good. I did, instead of doing the full-on traditional homemade stuffing, I did stovetop stuff, but the whole foods version of it, not
that's nice.
Stovetop stuffing has chicken broth. So
yes.
So
hey, Steve.
Hi.
Hey, Misha, did you need a meeting, or are you just saying needing a meeting? Because it says, hey, all needing a meeting. Do you need to come in?
Well, I will post the link.
Full of Hope, hello. Lord Cussing, hello. Tammy, I think I said hello.
Hi.
He had to work 1 to 4, and he's wow.
So anyway,
hi.
Oh, sorry. So the tofurkey was tough like turkey. So yay. Just like turkey.
Awesome.
What made it tough?
Gotta love.
It was tough.
Did it
What can I
taste
tell you? It
good?
was tough.
I mean, which veggie made it tough?
No telling. I don't know.
Oh,
But
that's just
you know,
so
I need
weird.
a chainsaw to slice through it.
Yeah, it's one of those things you see advertised on Bassmasters that just and it cuts it electronically. Yeah,
Yeah, I needed something like that to carve that out. But the stovetop stuffing was good. It was the Whole Foods brand, and I got 2 bags of it. And it was boil the water, put the crumbs in, and put a lid on it, and fluff it a little bit with a fork, and you're good to go. And so that was good. We didn't do green bean or broccoli casserole. I just cooked green beans and broccoli. So if we hadn't gone simple like that, I couldn't have done it because I can't do all of that and by myself. That's
Mhm.
3 days of cooking that I'm not doing that. So anyway,
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah.
anyway,
Let's
I'm
see. Oh, he
sorry.
works at
My
Dunkin'.
my little OCD mind had to get that out, and I interrupted the stuff going on in the chat. I'm kind of frizzle fried today, in case you hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
This is what happens
It's
every year.
day.
I cook all day Thursday, and I'm frizzle fried on Friday. Sometimes I
Yeah.
just sleepwalk through
Yeah.
the
It
Fridays.
oh,
Ireland in
what?
chaos after
Ireland in
stabbing.
chaos after the stabbing.
2 adults, 3 children. Muslim immigrant. City reacted by burning everywhere. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Full of
full of
hope.
hope. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Oh, wow. Are you safe where you're at? I,
Wow.
man.
Oh wow.
There's just so much awfulness going on in the world right now. Like, there's
I wish I could
just so
understand
much.
it in a way that I could help the situation. It is such a helpless feeling.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. I
Everywhere.
don't, it is so hard for me. It is so hard for me not to get off on a tangent about that because it's like, do we not learn from history? Like, do we not learn from what has happened before? Like, I just, oh, there's so much that you can say, you know?
And so much that you just
And
can't say. I mean, what is
yeah,
there to say? Children,
yeah.
3 children,
Hmm.
2 adults, 3 children.
I just don't understand the
I don't
hatred.
understand targeting
Like,
kids.
I
I
left
don't
the
understand targeting
hospital.
kids.
When I left the hospital yesterday, the whole hospital got put on lockdown. There was a mother that stole her child. The mother stole her own child that was waiting for CPS, Child Protective Services, to take the baby away from her, and she decided, "No, you're not taking my baby." It was born addicted to something already, and they locked the whole hospital down for like 45 minutes while they found her.
Wow.
Not yesterday, the day before yesterday when I got out.
the desperation, like, the just the desperation, that's
Yeah.
and wow.
Yeah. I am so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, stab her with a
I
bike
don't-
helmet. Riots last night and tonight are horrible. I'm sorry.
Misha, you don't even watch the anymore, honestly, for things like this because it hurts my soul. It hurts my soul, and I just had to
It's
turn
soul
it off.
crushing.
And so it is, and it's just devastating. And I don't. I mean, I don't understand it. Yeah,
It's
full of hugs.
okay.
Get
That's
some
not a
sleep.
downer.
No.
That's a world crisis that I'm so sorry I didn't know about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh,
Yeah.
and it just
And when
kind
it
of
always
puts everything
happens
else.
around I'm sorry, I was gonna say when it happens around a holiday, it always seems to get magnified or accentuated in some way.
Yeah. Wow. Well, his I don't even know where to begin. I don't know where to begin.
Let's see.
I don't know where to begin. That is
Well, I just
heartbreaking.
pulled it up. If you want to hear about it, I can read it.
Okay.
What the BBC is saying.
Okay.
It says Dublin riot saw most riot police deployed in Irish state history. The most deployed in Irish state history? That's a lot of police.
Over an area that's been policed a lot.
Yeah.
And had Bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It says Helen McEntee, I'm sure I said that wrong, praised the police response to a riot which began following a knife attack in the city. 3 children and a school care assistant were stabbed outside a primary school several hours earlier.
Oh my God.
Sinn Féin, the largest opposition party, criticized the police response to the riot, while its leader, Mary Lou McDonald, backed the individual police. She called for the commissioner of the
So
force to
Philip is
resign.
saying that BC is the worst as far as how
Yeah.
they're reporting on it. The
Yeah.
police,
Yeah.
homeless guy,
It
tasered him. I'm
said
assuming.
says about 500 people were involved in this disorder. Had brought shame on Ireland and promising those involved to justice. Ireland's police chief blamed the rioting on a lunatic hooligan faction driven by a far-right ideology. So it's all political. A man in his late 40s who was also seriously injured as a person of interest. They say they were not looking for anyone else in relation to the stabbings and were following a definite line of inquiry. In a statement, the school said it is deeply shocked and saddened by the incident and that its thoughts are with the pupils and the worker who was injured. Just hours after the knife attack, rioters destroyed 11 police vehicles, while 13 shops were badly damaged and more were looted during clashes with riot police. 3 buses and a tram were also destroyed, and several police officers were injured during over 3 hours of sustained violence. 2 police service of Northern Ireland water cannon vehicles were being sent across the border following a request from Irish police. The extraordinary outbreak of violence had come after hateful assumptions were made based on material circulating online in the wake of the stabbings. It is understood that false claims that the attacker was a foreign national. The accused 28 men and 4
You're
women faced. So
you're cutting out,
it is
Christy.
ridiculous.
You're cutting out, Christy. Your mic is, or you're cutting out.
Am I back now?
For you. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It said that the accused 28 men and 4 women face, including weapons offense, public order offenses, and theft of items such as clothing and cigarettes. So it just sounds like it's political. It's all political.
Well, hello everybody that's here. Flabbergasted. Ireland.
What happened?
A foreign national stabbed 5 people in Dublin, and it set off a bunch of riots, and that went on for I don't know. Is it still going on?
What was there any idea of the angle?
Does it say? Does it mention
Political.
that? Politically motivated.
Yeah, it was political. Yeah, they were upset at the police and the direction.
Full of Hope wants to change the subject. Yes, we can do that. We can do that. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, shall I read from the handbook, or is there something else we can talk about? Or I'm, like I said, I am frizzle fried in my poor little brain. Normally right now I'd be taking a nap after cooking all day yesterday. Love hearing the guitar in the background. It reminds me of when my son was on. Aw. Whew. Well, I hope that we can get some positivity going. What's everybody does everybody have a strategy that they'd love to share for keeping sober during the holidays?
Yes, I would like to be involved in.
Hey.
Hi. Ooh, did you hurt your leg? Hold on for 2 seconds.
Wee man's out of control. That took 2 seconds.
As soon as I got out of the waiting room. How are you guys?
Hey, tell Wee Man Super Steve said hi.
Super Steve says hi. Hi, Steve. Did you hear him?
Oh,
He heard you. Again.
What an angel.
Nice.
If he comes back in here, I'll ask him to start playing, Tammy. He may pop back in. He left the room though, and all of his guitars were in this little studio area here. But so how are you, Stasia?
You know what? I'm feeling okay, and there's been a lot going on. Not much I can share, but there's been a lot going on. But I'm feeling okay. Actually starting to feel like a bit of that release of the anxiety. Like I'm not waking up, jumping out of bed anymore.
Okay.
So like that, it took a few weeks. But I'm not jumping out of bed anymore, which feels really.
When you say jumping out of bed, do you have like periods where you just jump awake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. And when I'm highly stressed, and especially when I'm trying to work through things, it's like 6 o'clock every morning. I'm up, and it's like I can't get any extra sleep. I can't even try and go to bed earlier to try and gain some extra hours. It's like 4 hours of sleep, and then I'm jumping out of sleep, getting up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And no way in heck you're going to sleep after that. Back to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's almost like sleep paralysis, but in the opposite direction. It's like jump awake paralysis.
Exactly. And then the Ativan, now that I'm starting to settle down, is doing the typical neurodivergent thing and doing the opposite for me.
Okay.
So what happens is I'll take it, and then 15, 20 minutes later, I feel like I had 4 coffees. And so I just don't take it at night anymore.
Oh.
To be honest, I haven't taken it in a couple of days, though. So that feels really good. I was only taking half at a time, but still just my own fear of relapse. And even though it's from the doctor, just the feeling of something helping me come down, it brings up my fear of relapse. But
have you
feel
talked
very
to your
proud
doctor
that,
about that? Like, does he know?
sorry, go ahead, Chrissy.
Have you talked to your doctor? Does he know about your history so he can make sure that he's monitoring you,
I still don't have a
appropriately?
family doctor here. So I have to go to a
Have you
merge or
talked
to
to
clinic.
who prescribed?
Not yet, not yet. Just because it was an emergency room doctor.
Oh.
So I have to wait
Sure.
now until I can get into a clinic. So I've got to get a couple of things done by going to the clinic. So
Mhm.
I may as well lump it all together and just be like, here, fix all the problems.
Yeah. Yeah. Just make sure to tell them so that they can, make sure to monitor, what is going on and how you're doing with it. So they don't
Okay,
give
I
you
hadn't thought
something
about that at all.
they wouldn't otherwise. Yeah, I mean, because if they know you have that history, they'll be more mindful of what they give you, and they'll pay closer attention to how that looks for
Right
you.
on.
So it always helps
Yes,
to really
that's
be
really
honest
important.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they're not going to judge you for it. You just just be completely honest. Be like, hey, I'm neurodivergent. This thing has this effect on me. This is my history. Just be very honest, even if it's
Yeah.
an ER doc, because there are different alternatives they can give you. And if you just say, whoa, before you do this, this is what you need to know about me. Because they don't
Okay.
want to flip you into anything either. And usually most medical people are pretty good about that as long as they know. Yeah. So,
Perfect.
definitely. Yeah.
I can't set it up for you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And plus there'll be like little notes in your chart, like concerned about what she's taking, very mindful, not seeking drug behavior. They'll make little
Yeah.
notes and where they can see that you're not just looking for drugs, like
Yeah.
on a certain
Yeah.
percentage of people that come in there. And
That's
if
actually
they've got you in there as a person who's really looking for help and concerned about her own, and you've got your own ideas about your own aftercare, then that will help you with like what was Chrissy was talking about.
Perfect. No, thank you guys. Thank you. I honestly hadn't thought about that at all. I was just like, oh, stop taking it,
Yeah,
So-
it's always a part of any medical conversation that I have that I've been through rehab, for both alcohol and drug addiction, and and so I need them to.
Anyway. Yeah, there's a kitty cat. Here, hold on. I'm just turning my camera on for a second. Look right here.
Yeah, I have seen what happens. Yeah. That's just like anything, whether it be for pain or for anxiety or anything like that. that's always part of the conversation.
Okay.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
you get into a habit of having that conversation every
Yep.
time what they're getting ready to prescribe.
Okay. I just
And you
haven't,
know how it's going to go
And-
every time they have it.
yes. Yes.
Right on,
Yeah,
Tammy.
and like even in it's just good so that they don't put you in a position unknowingly, by
Exactly. I understand that they're not wanting to put me in that position. I don't want to be in that position. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't know that the Ativan was going to be that this time because I've had it previously.
Mhm.
Okay.
But previously I was taking full pills. So I think that the higher dosage, I might have just gotten a little bit more zombie-ish and was
Yeah.
able to fall asleep.
Mhm.
Whereas then when I was doing that, I didn't care about my drug use at all. And I didn't care about relapse because I was in one. So it's like, okay, well, now
And-
I really care.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, and whatever medication you were on before could have affected how that particular medication affects you
Yeah.
now, because a lot of people
That's
don't
true.
do this, but even things
You're cutting out in Christy.
in Colorado where my family vacation. So even medication as simple as that can interfere. So it could have
And plus, your body, if you're in active addiction, your body has a tolerance built up to,
Yes.
to certain things. And so that goes by the wayside once your body has gotten it out of its system,
Yeah.
Okay.
and so you're going to have a different reaction. That makes total sense.
So yeah, I'm grateful
And
though
keep
because
it
I was having a
journal of that
conversation
too.
in a group chat. Oh, so we'll document that as well. Okay.
Anyway, what were you going
Yeah,
to say?
document.
ADHD kicked in. I forgot. Oh, I completely forgot. Rowan and just I don't know. Brain is fluffy today.
Yeah, Tammy, I am.
Oh,
I just realized that we used to have a chat, so I had to kind of pop that up on the screen there for myself.
Steve, are you feeling okay? Feeling like you're having pain right now?
Yeah,
Tammy
this
wants to know.
is what it looks like today.
Well,
oh,
Is the swelling down?
No.
It's not.
I mean, it hasn't gotten any worse
Okay.
like it was, but it's not down either. Thanks,
Misha
Tammy.
says, oh, sorry. Misha
Okay.
says the acknowledgement of I didn't care before versus realizing and knowing how to be mindful of this now is such evidence of how well you're doing, Stasia.
thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
It's weird to feel clear. I haven't felt that in a while. So that is the feeling of clear. And then I had a moment of like pure joy.
Wow.
And that was, I didn't expect it. And it kind of knocked me on my butt last night. And it was like, okay, this is my past coming up. I found a song that I had sang on, and it's on Spotify. I didn't realize it was on Spotify. And I found the song, and I listened to it, and it kind of brought back that passion for me. And I called the studio that I used to work at, see if they need vocal lessons, like a bunch of different stuff. So it's, I'm sorry, I didn't really work at, but like I did recording there. So that way I can see if they have anybody who needs vocal lessons or backup vocals even. Just trying to bring up that joy again, that enjoyment.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's so good. And so hard to remember in the thick of having to do all that you're having to do. So
And
yeah.
to be honest, Rowan had never heard it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. He's 6 years old, and he was like, "That's you?" I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I haven't shown my son this."
That's amazing. You'll have to
Yeah.
send us a link to the song on
Right.
Spotify. I'd love to hear
I
it.
will. I will. And it's a friend of mine from my like previous relationship, and he's actually native and like teaches native like education in college now. Like, he's a professor. It's truly wonderful just to kind of like watch him progress as well.
Yeah. Right on.
Nice.
Passion
That's
is
necessary. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, Miss Ship. Passion necessary.
I'm feeling good. I still have my bad times, don't get me wrong. I still have my bad times. I still get really anxious really fast, but I'm able to pull myself out of it now.
Really?
Yeah,
Fun.
which is very nice.
That's
Really
good.
nice because I didn't know how much longer I could manage it.
Yeah.
Starting to feel.
Well, and I mean, it's your body is slowly releasing that like
Yes.
survival mode that you did for a
Yes.
long time. And
Yeah.
and you'll start to feel it, like you will physically feel it. And you'll just keep getting more and more clear and with your thoughts and everything. And just at this point, just write it all down. Keep a medical journal of, this is how this medication affected me, this is how I felt, this is what was going on, because that will be able to help your therapist as well as your doctors work together. Keep a personal journal of just how you're feeling. Keep a journal of going on with your little one. And then if there's ever any, you can always just be like, and lawyers or whomever need to can sort through it. But if you don't have it written down and documented, then it's just going to be like, well, I think it was around this time. But if you've got proof, you can say, okay, when this happened, it led to this, which led to this, which led to this, and caused that. And then there's a line right there drawn as plain as anything, and no one can argue that.
Yeah.
And that's like the lawyer that I was fortunate that the lawyer that I had when I was going through a lot of my stuff was amazing. And I learned so much, and I'm so willing to share that, because that was not those weren't cheap lessons. And so if I can give that advice to someone freely and help them, then, write it all down, because it might not seem like it connects, but it does. So just,
and it also,
if you just do one day,
the writing of it
hey,
sometimes helps you see the connections too.
Yeah, honestly, I think that would help for me too, to see the connection, because if I'm at least writing it down and I'm checking in every so often, it's like, okay, now this is doing this, this used to do this, okay, I understand.
Right on.
Yeah. And then it also makes sense because the medications that I was on before, by the way, hi Patrick, and hi everybody else too, Lucy and Misha and everybody. But see there, I got lost again. ADHD.
That's okay. The medication that you used to be on, the medications you used to be on, were not helping.
Were for, and they were for bipolar. So it makes sense that I was misdiagnosed because of the situation. And then with those medications, some of those were SSRIs. So it screws with your brain chemistry, from what I understand. So it would make sense what you said. I was on those medications before, so now things aren't going to work the same, because things up here aren't the same. So it makes sense.
Well, and that happened to me. I was misdiagnosed as bipolar, and it was situational depression. And I was on 3 different medications in huge amounts. And like, to the point that the doctors, when I told them what I was taking and how much, were like, literally, the doctor looked at me and said, "How are you functioning?" It was that high.
Wow.
And so it can be, I think it's easy I don't think people misdiagnose on purpose. Mine was a completely different situation, but it changed. Some of that. Now, it changes it while it's on it, but you will get to the point where you get past it and you're fine again. But what it did for me was it damaged my my kidneys, and it really messed. Now my liver straightened itself out, but my kidneys for years. So it was like it really was yeah. So just, and again, that's another reason. That's why I'm such an advocate of being mindful and speaking for yourself. I let someone else speak for me. And that was the worst thing I could have done. It really got me into not a good situation. So, that's why too, I'm like, say everything.
Write everything down. Say everything. I love it. I've got like a group chat now where everybody's like, just write it down. And there's like 5 people all of a sudden just like, write it down in a row.
Well, and that was one thing that I learned from the judge. I mean, at one point, my oldest, her dad and I were not allowed to speak to each other. The judge literally said, you are not to speak to each other. You are to write it down, document it, pass the notebook back and forth. That's it. That was the only way we could communicate. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And they were very shouty. So like, even if it was, she had a runny nose, like because they wanted that documentation. And when we went back to court, we had to turn all those in. So, again, you learn that stuff because you go like, that's why my question, whenever people have a lot of knowledge, is not like, wow, you're so smart. It's like, what did you go through? That's always my first question.
What happened to you?
Great point here. Also, second opinions are also good. Yeah.
Yes. I'm working. Yes, you want me to? Okay. Wee Man wants to show you something real quick.
Oh, that's
He's
awesome.
got a little village on the floor in front of me.
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
Nice.
Little village people. Yay.
Oh, I love that.
We found them today, and he's just been hooked on them.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. I was, this is completely off topic, but I was Black Friday shopping, and I'm waiting to make sure something that I was really excited about, in fact, got ordered.
Yeah. Hi, okay.
Oh.
So how's Thanksgiving going for everybody in the States?
What's that? Oh.
How's Thanksgiving going for everybody in the States?
Well, it's, right now we've got people that are either hunkered down in their houses or people that are out being shopping warriors for Black Friday.
Oh dear.
So yeah, I don't do Black Friday.
Now I want this keyboard warrior shirt though. Like I feel like I need it.
Yeah. Yes. I love that.
Absolutely.
And it was never meant to be a compliment, but we sure know how to take a compliment, make a compliment out of things like that. Yeah,
absolutely.
That
was another thing that was tough.
So I got to spend a low-key Thanksgiving with my son. My husband, he works 2 16-hour back-to-back 16-hour shifts. So Thursday is his day to sleep all day. So I cooked by myself, which means no casseroles. And I did stovetop stuffing instead of the homemade bake for hours stuff or whatever. Mine takes a little longer to bake because my husband doesn't eat eggs. And so I have to make it without the eggs and all that. But if I just do it on the stovetop, I used the Whole Foods They had a little package, and I got a couple of those. And I did it up easier this time, and we had
Nice.
tofurkey instead of turkey, which was new, and it was tough like turkey. So yay!
All right. Has anybody ever had a deep fried turkey?
I don't know if I
Yes.
have or not. I don't know if I. Oh, the
I
pie
enjoyed the.
was fantastic, Zelda. Yeah, it was pumpkin pie, and my husband had it all ready for me to just season sweeten and pour in the pie shell, and it's good. Pumpkin pie is one of those things where it kind of gets better the longer the flavors get to marry into the pumpkin and stuff. So yeah, and I did graham crackers on my banana pudding this year, and man, it's off the chain. So much better than vanilla wafer.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
The
deep
fried
fried.
turkey 2 years ago. Have you had it? Have you had it, Steve? Deep fried?
Yes, I have, and I enjoyed the texture of it.
Okay.
The
Is it
crispiness
tender?
of it, the crispiness. But I mean, there are so many danger things you have to look out for. You have to put your turkey in, then put your oil in to measure how much oil to turkey ratio you're going to need. Then you have
Okay.
to take your turkey back out, heat that much oil, drop the turkey back in so it doesn't
Woo!
create fire. And
Man,
Yeah, and
that
make sure
sounds
it's not frozen,
yeah.
because then it'll.
One of the
Yeah,
worst
every
things,
year.
water and oil.
Yeah, well, every year in Colorado, they would put commercials out. I don't know if they do it everywhere else, but of like people who have literally blown their houses up and like caught the whole neighborhood on fire because they put their frozen turkey in the hot
Okay.
oil and it just. I mean, it's bad.
it's got to be as
But
thawed
really
and as
good.
damp and as dry as you can get it when it goes in.
Yeah, yeah.
But the texture is so wonderful when you get it done though. It's really super crunchy, the skin, and really moist on the inside. And it should be done outdoors, absolutely.
Completely.
Oh yeah, don't do that inside.
And
Yeah.
unless you want to be,
But
sleeping on
yeah,
the street.
no, it's
Hey.
Cosmic. How you feeling?
Hi.
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry I slept in.
Yeah, you're fine.
Good.
CK's saying that she has to go to New Orleans to take care of her mom every 6 to 8 weeks, and she has dementia. She said they never have got along, and now with dementia, there's so much more tension. I'm sorry, CK. Dementia is brutal. It's
Jamie.
brutal.
Hey, Lord. Hey, everyone. I didn't have time to type out. I was like waking up.
I get that feeling.
Yeah,
I got a
that's
phone
fine.
call. I was napping, and I got a phone call, and I was like, "Dear God!" Like jumped out of bed this afternoon.
Yeah, that's the worst thing in the world when you wake up. When you wake up and it's a lot lighter out than it's supposed to be, and you're like, "Oh no!"
I fell asleep on the couch last night, and I thought I thought it was 6 a.m. when I woke up, but it was 6 p.m.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I fell
I was
asleep
like,
on the
I woke
couch
up.
too last night. I sure did.
That's the same terror that you find out when you're sitting on the toilet. You don't have enough toilet paper. The same kind of terror.
Yeah. But as far as that turkey in the oil, I've seen some videos about that. It's terrifying. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, okay. Less tension. You know, it's interesting how it will affect some people. Some people that have been just sweet and pleasant their whole life can just turn into like the scariest monsters. And then sometimes the scary monsters turn into sweet people. It's interesting how it affects different people in such different ways.
If you
I
need
remember my grandmother as a
beyond.
stern but sweet individual, and
Yeah.
from what I understand, she was not fun by the end. I was in
Yeah.
a completely different province. I wasn't able to get to see her, but from what I understood, she was a completely different person by the end. So it's very interesting how these things affect different people.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I do know that my sister suffered greatly from my her father's cancer at the end, like the way it affected his mind.
Yeah.
He wasn't very nice at the end.
Oh, that's
So
rough. It's rough to have them go out that way.
yeah, well,
There's a
it was
lot
supposed
of
to be.
things unresolved, doesn't it?
And
Oh.
you feel robbed of the good memories that you had.
Yeah, well, and now she's struggling because that's why she's so angry at the moment, is because she looked after him to the end, and it was so terrible for her, and she's so independent. She didn't let anyone help her, and it caused problems for everyone. And now she's struggling, and she can't get the help she needs, which is it's really, really hard for her. And she's struggling mentally herself now because of what she went through, and it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
So, but you just have to let people go through what they go through, and it's only been 4 months, so
Oh wow.
it's so recent.
Wow. So
like that's what,
it's fresh.
No time to
that's
process it.
that's why she's pretty upset that my mum didn't call her for her birthday, because it's her first birthday without her dad. So
Great.
but I'm not doing.
If I remember correctly, though, you had reached out and given her that kindness that she wasn't getting, that she needed.
Oh yeah, I made sure I was awake and did it, and I'm also making sure I'm not getting in the middle. I'm taking myself out of being the meat in the sandwich of the situation. They can work it out between themselves. I'm just not going to let them. I love them both. I'm not going to let them affect my relationship with either of them.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
And that's a healthy boundary for you to set.
Yeah, it is.
Really good. I'm very proud of you.
I used to try and be the one who'd be like, try and sort it out between everyone. I used to try and be that person, and I can't. I just can't.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a realistically feasible thing to accomplish. It's not going to happen if they aren't willing to sit down in the same room and work it out.
Right.
Yeah, well, my brother said the best thing to me, that because I used to say I'm the glue that holds everyone together, and he says I'm not. He says that's not my responsibility.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
So I was like, thanks, bro.
Well, it's very empowering when you can, take yourself out of a situation that used to stress you out. And, you can truly look at it and say, you know what? I need to step back from this. And that's beautiful. Okay. Sorry.
We are, I apologize for being so low key today, low energy. It wipes me out to do Thanksgiving meals. I always forget. Every year I forget. How do I forget what it does to me to cook a Thanksgiving meal?
Good.
Well, and I think sometimes we think we're like more prepared for it this year. We're like, I got it this year, and then you're like, no, they're like, I don't have it.
I always forget it's not the cooking stuff that bothers me, it's the emotional part. So I just
Oh,
I have to remember that. It's the emotional attachment at that point in time that is always something versus the cooking or
Yeah.
even just the sitting down and eating with people. I love it. But as
Yeah.
soon as we bring in emotions, I got an issue because I can have like this much I can deal with right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, and that's fair. That's fair. I am in my book, I found something that I wanted to share with you guys because I think it kind of fits with everything going on in the chat and everything we're talking about. This is the personal power through awareness. But this talks about bringing what is unconscious in your mind to the forefront. And it says, think of in your life where you would like to understand, perhaps to learn why it was created or what you. Sit quietly, relax, and close your eyes. Imagine you are holding the situation in your hands. Imagine light pouring into the situation and release it to your higher self or your higher power, whatever that looks like for you. See yourself receiving answers. Think of nothing else but this situation for 5 or 10 minutes. In what way is this situation going to add to your personal power as you move through it? What is it teaching you? What soul qualities are you developing, or personal qualities, such as love, patience, move through it, tolerance, and trust? So to understand as all the gifts it is offering you, you can dementia and hope and Stasia, you know, I thought that was something that might be helpful to everybody to kind of think on for a little bit.
Well, it kind of cut out a
DBT.
little bit at the last there. It kind of cut out a little bit.
It says,
so we didn't.
So did you hear the sit quietly, relax, and close your eyes part?
Yes, I did. I did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it says, in what way is this situation going to add to your personal power as you move through it? What is it teaching you? What soul qualities or personal qualities are you developing, such as love, patience, tolerance, and trust? As you grow to understand the situation and all the gifts it is offering you, you can move through it more rapidly.
That
Okay.
makes so much sense.
Yeah, so
like I
it's
said
just
earlier,
saying,
as soon as I started feeling the joy, I was able to
Yeah.
start recognizing things. Like my
Yeah.
patience level is so much higher.
Right
You
on.
know, I can deal with so much more in a day than I could have 2 months ago.
Right on.
Right. And that's that awareness.
Oh, I remember that scared little rabbit that was in here 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And she is doing so much better. She is
Yeah.
walking around on her own 2 feet and ducking punches and I am so proud of the way you are handling things now. I really, really am.
Thank you so much for saying that. And honestly, you guys, your support as well has been so huge. I want to make sure that I say thank you because I'm beyond appreciative to have you guys in my life. And you guys honestly feel like family.
You're here. You feel like family.
Yes.
Yeah, even your face has changed. Like it's
Yeah.
more relaxed.
Yes.
Exactly. Your whole countenance, your whole the way your body presents itself, whether you want it to or not, is changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm walking around, I wouldn't say so much with more confidence yet,
Okay.
but my shoulders are like starting to release a little bit. I can find myself walking a little bit more feminine again because my body doesn't hurt as much. Like,
Okay.
sorry, Steve, but I'm on my period right now. And it doesn't, my cramps are not killing me. Like, normally I'm curled up into a ball and I don't want to get out of bed. And I'm not hating my life this month. You know what I mean?
That is amazing. That really speaks to the level of stress you are dealing with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Well, there's like when you're under the amount of stress and stuff that you're going through, you're running on a level of adrenaline and cortisol, which is
Yeah.
like constant, and it's
Yeah.
really bad for your body and your brain. And like
Yeah.
I understand that completely because I am the same. Basically, that's why we connect so well, because we've got so similar situations. Like, and like and it's really not good for you. Like, and it's like you're always on a level like of fight or flight or
Yes.
fight and all
Oh,
that sort of stuff. And like, and when you
yes.
start to become like, you know, a bit more relaxed, you start to realize, you know, like you start to, I can't explain it. Like this medication that I'm on right now is bringing me down to a level of like, oh, this is what it feels like to be calm, you know, like I know now, like this is what it feels like to not be scared and, you know,
Wow.
like not be frightened constantly.
There's a level between completely wrecked and completely asleep that you're discovering.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm generally completely asleep half the time, but yeah, but I'm just like, I'm finding there's a, you know, I'm not terrified all the time. And it's,
That's
you know, it's,
good. That is so, oh man. It's
I'm
going to
happy
be a
that those
whole
meds
new
are
world.
working better for you.
Cosmic.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's like, I'd still like to not be a little bit woozy, but it's going to take a few days.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's fine. But it's like, it's great. And like, you know, like Stacey is doing so amazing. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You need what?
Well,
Oh,
and
hey.
it's amazing to be able to watch each other. You know, it's like we're all watching these different things in each other's lives. Like we're watching Steve and his heart and his knee, and we're watching Stasia and everything that's going on there, and we're watching Cosmic with, you know, all that's going on with you and getting things adjusted and where it's at, and Tammy and her son, and
Yeah.
Misha and just everything that goes on, and you know, and full of hope. And it's like we're watching all of these little screens, and it's just really exciting when, you know, you see it, because I think for me, I know you all can do it. Like there's not a doubt in my mind that you all can do it. And so when you guys do it, I'm like, see, I knew you could do it, you know. And it's like it's joy for me for you, because you're finally believing in yourselves,
Yeah.
each and every one of you, as much as we believed
Yeah.
in you. And that's the cool thing, is like when you start to see that and you're like, hey, I know what that is.
And you start to see it, and there's sometimes I don't even see 5 little screens anymore. I just see one screen with a bunch of people in it, and that's when you know everything's clicking and everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to like keep up in chat, but I don't have like the function to type to anybody. I'm curious if I can ask Tammy a question. Did we confirm where that license plate was from? It was a couple of days ago on Facebook, and I had like Googled it really, really quick and said where I thought it was from. I'm curious if we had any further word on her end. I had to take her time to type.
Yeah.
You know what I do is, if I really want to type, I will do my audio visual on the laptop, which I can see the
Yes, we know. We can hear it.
Can you hear it now?
No, well, I mean, when you do that, we can totally hear you doing it.
I try not to type on
really?
my laptop because I've got like a gaming one and it's very loud. And my son goes, "Are you angry typing?" I'm no, I'm just regular typing. You can tell when I'm angry typing because I'll be like,
Geez, I thought I was being all like a ninja and everything, but oh well.
So
I have my.
Okay.
He's in Florida.
That's
So
what I
have
thought.
you talked to him, Tammy, then, or did you just see that that picture.
She did talk to him
I mean,
recently, but
I'm glad you know where.
I don't know if she's talked to him since then, but it didn't go well. I'm going to put a link up here if she wants to come in and talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll
I
make
was
it
curious. I had had such a
Yeah.
busy couple of days. Well, I'm going to be honest, such a crazy friggin' week that I'm trying my best to keep up with people because honestly, I love everybody so much and everybody feels like family. And I want to give the little bit that I can when I can. And I just, no, not talking to him. Okay.
Okay.
But I was just so curious and I just hadn't had a chance to reach out again. Thank
That's
you for
perfectly
updating.
fine.
Well,
By the way, I'm loving the bangs on Christy today, and they're swooping very nice.
Oh, thank you. I haven't actually. I normally straighten them because they go all curly and weird.
It looks good.
Thanks.
I always wanted curly hair.
Oh, you can have some of mine. There's just too much of it.
Wow. All right, Tammy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Welcome back when you're back.
wow.
You guys, interesting side note. You know who the Kardashian stylist name is?
No.
Steve Molesky.
Oh, funny.
Exact same spelling and everything.
I've never watched one
wow.
of their shows ever.
I'm ashamed that I even know that, but
There's this girl on YouTube that does these shorts where she plays every single, like all three of the main sisters.
I've seen him.
She'll flip from one to the other to the other to the other and do like a scene like you'd see on the show, and it's hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so
Yeah.
funny. And she nails their voices and their mannerisms.
Oh my god.
I can't watch reality TV
Yeah.
at all. Like because it's not reality. So it's like I just can't.
I've never gotten into the show, but I have seen the show. So, I have a reference point for being able to appreciate what that girl can do.
Yeah, it's just anything that makes me cringe. I just like, nah, can't do it. Like I make myself cringe enough. I could just nah.
the only reality TV out there is sports.
That's true.
And even then,
Yeah.
the umpires can change the reality of that. So
Yeah, my name might get me into some fancy restaurants. That's true. But I probably couldn't afford the breadsticks in the place he goes to, but
go to the Salt Bays restaurant.
yeah, unless it's an all toast restaurant.
Well, see, you only eat small amounts anyway, so
yeah, right.
I'm gonna try to find that girl because it's hilarious.
Oh yeah, she's funny. I know what you're talking about. She's pretty good.
Here we go.
She's
I'll have
pretty
to be
good.
honest, the Kardashians is like a little bit of like it's the little bit of reality TV that in like Selling Sunset that I get a little bit of joy out of. Because it's just all of the drama and I'm like, I'm not a part of it.
Right?
Oh, Tammy, I have to go. I woke up this morning because I'm too scared to let my dog out because of the snake.
The snake is still there?
I don't know.
It's the black snake that I showed you already. Remember? He's like, I want to see. I'm like, I already showed you.
Who even says that? Not Courtney thinking she's exciting. It's a joke. You guys are so interesting. They're so boring. Oh, because you're so exciting being a mom. Hang on. It's Travi, baby. Babe. No. I'm not busy at all. Like, I'm literally so bored.
That's not one of the better ones,
So New Year's
unfortunately.
was
Let's see if
so
I can.
good.
I love the sticky
It
notes
was so
for the
good.
nails.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah,
nails.
yeah,
Yeah.
isn't that great?
Yeah.
And they're just so ridiculously
Oh my God. Piece of candy in Courtney's house. Somebody call security. I ate a piece of candy yesterday and I swear I got diabetes. Not diabetes. That's not how that works.
This is truly
All of a
terrifying.
sudden, Kim wants to act like a scientist. Seriously, you act like you know everything, but you don't. Well, no, but I do know a lot about diabetes. Do you think this is like a joke or something? I've literally been raising awareness since lunch. Not lunch. And all of a sudden, you want to act like the expert on diabeticism? Not diabeticism. Because I literally just wild. Oh my God. Not a
my
piece of
face hurt.
candy in Courtney's house. Somebody call security.
Oh.
I ate a piece of candy yesterday,
Okay, that's
and I
enough of that.
swear I got diabetes.
I am
Not
responsible for
diabetes.
this rabbit hole, and I am so sorry.
Oh, wait.
My
Okay.
face hurts.
Sorry.
Very church,
I'm trying to get it to go away. There we go. There we go.
My brain and my heart hurt.
Oh, not your heart.
No, that I'm
Jesus,
right.
that was hilarious. And you know what? I haven't watched them, but I know enough about them to know that that's very
That's,
much.
yeah, they
them.
nailed it. She nailed it. All three of them.
I'm
I'll say-
I'm happy to report that I don't know enough about them to know whether she nailed it or not. But
I know she nailed it.
She did.
ugh.
Oh, that was hilarious.
It was pretty good. Welcome back,
Yeah.
Tammy C.
He's younger.
Welcome back, Tim.
Yay! Somebody's excited.
Yeah.
Somebody's Spider-Man string wore out of his wrist. What do they call them?
The web shooters?
The web shooters. Yeah.
He said, what web shooters? Oh, God.
Oh,
So if you
geez.
see something white fly past my face, it's because he got his web shooter.
Okay. Ah, nice. Nice.
There you go. There.
That's
But
fun.
I am going to have to jump off. He
Okay.
really wants to talk to his sister, and I've been really enjoying the nightly conversations with her. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
Wait, one more.
Well, he wants to shoot one more. There we go. Good night, Avail.
Tell them to keep
Love you,
the
love you,
instructions to a
man.
minimum.
Perfect, I will. Okay, bye. One more.
All right.
Hey.
I'm trying to. Okay.
My face still
All
hurts.
right. She says maybe.
Smiling at that.
Awesome. Well, Michael is trying to call me, so I'm gonna hop off here and take this because I haven't talked to him yet today. So I will see you guys all tomorrow.
Okey-doke. Well, this has been a low-key meeting, and I guess that's okay. I mean, they are what they are. We're people, and we're just here to be people and get through what we got to get through.
Well, I guess
Huh?
I guess this would be a normal kind of meeting for, I guess, after Thanksgiving, like
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm burnt frizzle fry here. I really am.
Yeah. Yeah. I stayed up. Well, today's Saturday here in Australia, so I took my medication a little bit later last night to try and see how it would affect me today.
Yeah.
I slept in, so I know now that I need to take it a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the word? Experimenting. So I do know I need to take it a little bit earlier. But I think it just needs to build up in my system.
Yeah.
Oh, Tammy.
Yeah. I know it. Well, I'm going to post the link, and if anybody needs a meeting, feel free to come on in. We've got 5 spots, and
It's never too late. It's
that's
never
right.
too early. Just because it looks like we're winding down doesn't mean you don't need a meeting and
You
you
don't
can't
have to come
get
into the
one.
meeting room, if you're needing a meeting.
No, that's true too.
Yeah, we can talk about anything here, and it's right now it's pretty calm, it's pretty mellow, but there's going to be stuff coming our way that's going to, that we have crossroads that we're going to be coming to. Okay, am I going to go to that party, or am I going to, all the things that,
Yeah, well, I have a music festival I'm coming up to next week. So I'm going to be not drinking for that.
yes.
Good for
Might
you.
be going to that. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. But 3.
So
I
what's
would.
everything
Be
that we
careful
do.
there, Lord Kiss Freak. Be careful with that hatchet or whatever you're using. Hopefully you have a wood splitter. Those are helpful. I've been trying to get
Helpful.
my husband to get
Those,
one.
those are the best inventions ever.
Ever. Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
they're
be taking
dangerous and
photos.
they'll take your arm off, but at the same time,
Well,
it cuts your.
I'd like to see if we could work with the hydraulic kind, not the electric kind.
Yeah.
I want to try one of those first.
Yeah, he said he has one, so
Yes.
that's a man tool right there.
Yeah. We actually got to borrow a splitter from the neighbor that runs off of his tractor PTO, and we
Yeah.
were splitting big old sycamore trunks this big around with it. It was awesome because sycamore is very hard to split.
That's hard.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, like ash, they make baseball bats out of them.
Yeah.
Love you, Misha.
Love you too. Love you. Yeah.
Love you, Mish.
So if everybody feels like we've had a meeting, we like to end the meetings either with some deep box breathing, and maybe I'll learn how to kind of walk us through that. I don't know if I'll ever be as good at that as Christy is.
Oh, she is she could have her own ASMR channel on
She's
YouTube.
so good. I keep trying to tell her,
Tammy.
channel girl.
Oh, she could. She would excel at it, and it would pop off her. It would pop off for her in no trouble whatsoever.
For real. Yeah. And she could simulcast on her channel if she wanted to. Any of y'all could.
She's got this quality about her voice that is just so calming and so it smooths you right out when
It's very gentle.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. That's what I was looking for.
Right on. Well, if Christy's not here to take us through breathing, what we like to do is in the meeting with a moment of silence for the person who's in there, still out there suffering in their addiction, those struggling to recover, and this is going to be a heavy duty time for those in recovery. So we know that's real, and also those we've loved and lost, followed by the serenity prayer or the serenity meditation, however you like to think of it. Grant me the serenity.
Grant me the serenity
To accept the things I cannot change.
to accept the things I cannot change.
courage to change the things I can,
courage to change the things I can,
and wisdom to know the difference.
and wisdom to know the difference.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Juices!
Little Steve's here too.
All right. See you, my friends.
Have a good night, y'all. Love
Good
you.
night. Oh, see you tomorrow.
Okie doke. Peace, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.